don't have to be sneaky. You're supposed to be down here with me, but instead of you being down here with me, you too busy talking to her, and now you to bust out in the fight. Yeah, it's time for me to go home. It's day show time for me to go home. I just seen enough for the day.
What this make you feel like though? What this make you feel like though? What this make you feel like though? Y'all, come wine till you broke off your back, broke off your back, broke off your, broke off your, broke off.
Hey my Tricia babes, welcome back to your girl channel. You are now rocking out with your girl Tricia. I be trying to hit a little high note, okay? I already got the high pitched voice, so I be trying to hit a little high note for y'all, but I be doing okay. Alright y'all, so y'all see this title, so y'all already know what we about to get into. Some storytelling time. Yes, your girl is back with part 2 of the story time. The time I snuck a boy in the house and got my black caught. When I tell y'all, my mama was so freaking disappointed in me. Like, I don't think I've ever seen my mama so disappointed in me before in life. I think she was just so disappointed she couldn't even be angry. Like, it's a difference when you're angry and then it's like you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with you. Like, I can't believe this. But this time around, y'all, she didn't have no anger whatsoever in her voice. She was just talking so calm. I was scared, okay? Because I'm just like, okay, this ain't the mama that I know. Normally, my mama be yelling, hooping, and hollering, and screaming, and you ain't doing none of that. I'm a little nervous right now. It's like the calm before the storm, and she normally don't have no calm before the storm. It just be straight storm all the way through, which is probably where I get it from. But I just like, I can't do no stuff like that again. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish part 2 of this story. Dang, y'all, I can't even really remember where I left off in part 1. I really should have went and rewatched it before starting part 2. But if I can remember correctly, I think I left off on the kiss. Of him texting me about the kiss. I believe that's where I left off on. If I'm wrong, y'all, and I'm missing a part before I'm about to say what I'm about to get ready to say, then I just do a voiceover. But yeah, so anyways, we just gonna pick up from there. So yeah, he went to text me about the kiss or whatever, want to know when we gonna kiss again and all the other good stuff, trying to put his little nasty lips on me. No, let me stop, y'all. But yeah, he just, you know, wanted to kiss again and wanted to know when we was gonna kiss again and all that. So anyways, as time go on, y'all, I really started to notice how much I started to see him around school. And it's so weird. Like, it was like before we started talking, it's like I didn't notice him at all around the school, but all of a sudden now that we talking, it's like I see you everywhere. And it's like, why the heck are you always everywhere where I'm at? Like, it's weird. I think stuff like that just kind of goes like that, or just really happen in that kind of way. It's like, you know, you really don't notice stuff until it's like in your face, and then you really start noticing it all the time. So I think that was just one of those kind of situations. So as I'm noticing him quite a bit, I also start to notice that he will be with this female quite a bit around the school as well too. And I'm just looking like, if you're gonna be sneaky, at least make sure that you're watching your surroundings and making sure other people that you be trying to hide stuff from ain't in the vicinity of you and what you're doing, okay? Like, you need to be more, you know, careful with the stuff that you do, I guess. In which I wasn't gonna say anything to him about it. I didn't care to say anything to him about it. It wasn't none of my business. At the end of the day, like I said, he can do whatever he wanted to do. We weren't together. So, you know, do you. But anyways, yes, I started noticing a lot with this female, and it started to make me think, as I start seeing him, you know, often with this girl, I started to think, I wonder if she possibly is the female he was trying to avoid running into when he was about to walk me to my class into the new building. I feel like he was trying to avoid her, because she possibly could have had a class in that building during the time, or she probably be in that building quite a bit because they were freshmen. So I'm pretty sure she probably was in that building quite big. But something just told me that I feel like she was the one he was trying to avoid, and that's why he didn't want to walk me in that building. But I don't know. It could have been her. It could have been somebody else for all I know. But since I'm starting to notice, of course, him more, I'm also starting to notice her more around the school. And so I come to realize that this girl is in my PE period. And I'm just like, dang, I've never noticed her in here before, but all of a sudden now I'm noticing this girl in my PE period. And of course, how PE is set up, I don't know if it's still set up the same way. I'm pretty sure it is. But you know, you have your PE period, but it's like 4 or 5 different coaches that got one class they're teaching in the gym. So altogether, it's probably like 4 or 5 classes in this one gym during this one class period. She was in one of the other 4 classes that had PE during that period. And so this one particular time, he ends up texting me. He asks me to stay after school with him. And I'm just like, you want me to stay after school? Like, come on now. Like, ugh. Not stay after school. And I'm just looking like, now how do I make this work? Because I already stay after school for dance practice. And so it's like, I can only stay after so much longer after dance practice is over. Because at that point, I've already been up at the school for a good little minute. And then not only that, I got to think of a lot to my mama. I got to think of a lot to tell her because she knows I have dance practice and she knows when dance practice ends. And she know I don't have nothing else going on. And she's the one that comes and pick me up from dance practice. And if I don't have dance practice, then of course I'm getting on the bus to go home. So she's gonna be like, okay, well, what you need to stay after longer for? Dance practice be over at this time. What you got going on? My mama be nosy like that, y'all. I swear she'll question every little small thing if it does not sound right to her. She will question you till it makes sense. And that used to kill the mess out of me. Especially when I feel like she could just tell I'm lying all over my face. I end up telling him, I'm like, okay, I'll stay out there and wait on you or whatever. I don't know what lie I ended up telling my mama, but I think I probably told her something along the lines of me staying after longer for dance practice because we probably had a game coming up or something. I'm pretty sure I told her something along those lines because I wasn't no good liar. So when that particular day come that I decided to go ahead and stay after and wait on him, of course, I get out of dance practice and he also was in an after school activity as well too. I believe he was on the football team if I'm not mistaken. I honestly cannot remember, but I believe he was on the football team. It was either that or he did something else. I have no clue. But he also stayed after for some sort of activity. After I got out of dance practice, I text him and let him know, hey, you know, I didn't got out of dance practice or whatever. I'm outside in the front. So how the school is set up in the front, you have 3 different entryways that you can enter into from the front part of the school. So you have your middle door, which is the main door where you can enter in the front part of the school where you enter in and you see the office and all that stuff like that. And then you have a door on the left side and on the right side that's like the furthest down, pretty much towards the end of the whole school building. And those doors, one of them lead into the cafeteria. And the last door that's like the furthest one down, that one, when you enter in that one, that leads into a bunch of like hallways where majority of the classes are at back there. So I come out the door that's furthest down where all the classrooms and stuff are at. I come out of that door. And so when I come out, I see all these freaking people is standing outside at the front of the school. And I'm looking like, where y'all come from? What are y'all doing up here? Like, at this point, like, school been over. Like, a few hours ago, school been over. What y'all got going on to why y'all still up at the school? Because I don't like none of y'all in no after school activity or anything like that. It still look like all of y'all got on y'all school clothes and y'all just up here just to be up here because y'all ain't got nothing else better to do with y'all stuff. I'm trying to figure out why is so many people still left up at this school. So when I came out and I seen all those people out there, I said, oh, I'm going to stay down here. I'm not moving anywhere to any of the different spots. I'm just going to stay down here because I didn't want anybody like in my business. Like, you in my business, don't do that. Like, I can't stand for people to be in my business, okay? Except for y'all. You know, y'all can be in my business all day long. But other people, I don't like for people to be in my business, and I didn't want people to really know what me and him had going on, or that I was talking to him or anything like that. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna stay down here so that way people ain't, you know, all up in my business and worrying about what I got going on. So with the 3 doors in front of the school, there were benches in front of each one of them. And so you had 2 sets of benches. You had one on your left side and one on your right side, and they just, you know, faced each other. They were just across from each other, and if you sit down on them, you facing each other pretty much. So when I come out the door or whatever, I just go ahead on and sit down on the benches back there. There's nobody over where I'm sitting at, because everybody is either like standing or sitting in the middle area where the middle door is at, or they're sitting the furthest of the opposite side of the building. They're sitting in one of those areas. It's rare that people sit in the one that's furthest down where I was sitting at. It's rare that people sit right there. It's kind of hard to explain, y'all, how the doors are and left and right and all that. It's kind of hard to explain. But as I'm sitting there, y'all, like a few little minutes go by, and guess who walks up? And guess who walks up and sit on the bench across from me? No. Matter of fact, we gotta give baby a name. We gotta give Miss Mamas a name. And we're going to name her. I'm just gonna give her a random name, y'all, because I don't know this girl name anyway. So I'm just gonna give her a random name. I'm not even gonna give her a name that describes like her personality or anything like that. I'm just gonna give her a random name, and we're gonna name her Kia. And so, of course, Kia is the girl who I keep seeing around the school with Sneaky, and she's also the one that's in my PE period. So she comes and she sits down across from me, and when I see that, y'all, I immediately started smiling. I had like this big grin on my face, because I'm like, I really want to see how this gonna play out. I want to see how this gonna play out. When he noticed that she's sitting across from me, I really want to see what's gonna happen. I was sitting up here texting him. I'm like, where you at or whatever? Come on, where you at? And I'm damn sure like, where the hell you at? Come on, because sir, I've been sitting out here for like 10 minutes. I only got but so much time left to sit out here and chill with you. Like, my mama gonna be coming in any minute. Like, you need to come on. And so he's telling me, so I'm coming up now. I'm walking up now. Where you sitting at? So I'm like, I'm sitting at the farthest end, to the last door down to the furthest end. So he said, okay, I'm coming up now. So I look around and I see him walking up, y'all. But he can't really see me, but I see him walking up. I'm like, ooh, I want to know how this gonna play out. Oh my goodness. I want to see how he gonna handle this one. I'm watching him, y'all. I'm watching him, but he can't really see me because it's like a little bush in the way. So he can't really see me. So as he's coming, y'all, as he's coming up, he sees her sitting across from me, because he can see her before he sees me. So he sees that she's obviously sitting over there. He ends up stopping, and he hurries up and turn around and walk away. Y'all, this boy goddamn stopped, and he turned around and walked away. And he just kind of like walked away and just walked further down to like the middle area of the building where the middle door is at. And he kind of just stood right there on the sidewalk. Y'all, I turned around and I started busting out laughing. I started busting out laughing, and she looked at me crazy as fuck. She was like, what the freak is wrong with this girl? What the heck is so funny? Because I ain't hear nobody say nothing. She done bust out laughing like, what the heck is going on with her? I know she was looking like, this girl is crazy. But of course, you know, she don't really know what's going on, because she don't know about me. From my understanding, she clearly don't know about me. She ends up noticing him walk away too, and I heard her mumble something under her breath, and she gets up and go and walk down there to him. So I'm just like, I'm still waiting to see how this is for the go, because you know that you're supposed to be coming down here to, you know, just come down here and be with me or whatever for a little bit till I go home. So you know you're supposed to be coming down here, but you didn't stop, and now you talking to this girl. Now, what you gonna do if I get up and I come down and I start talking to you, like, what you got going on, what you doing? Ain't you supposed to be coming down here? I've been waiting on you. Like, what you gonna do? Like, Sneaky, you gotta be better than that, sir. Like, how you gonna be sneaky and don't even know how got to be sneaky. Like, be for real right now. Anyways, I didn't even text him back. I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, look at here. If he don't come down here by the time my mama get here, it is what it is. I tried, you know. You wanted me to stay out there. I stayed out there. You got all this mess going on, and so you trying to be so dang sneaky and sneaking around the bush and all that extra stuff. You trying to be doing underhanded stuff, and you clearly don't got it under control. So if my mama pull up before you come down here because you too busy talking to her, then that is what it is. Like, don't ask me to stay out there no more because I don't have time for this. Like, I could have honestly been home by now because my mama would have been here as soon as I got out of the dance practice, and I would have been at home in my bed by now. Not sitting up here, sitting on the bench, watching you talk to another female. Like, come on now. I forgot to mention, y'all, when I would see them in the hallways and stuff like that together, I can tell already off bat that they had something going on. That clearly, you know, he's either talking to her or it's a little bit something more. And it honestly looked like it was a little bit something more than them just talking, just because it just seemed like it was like some kind of like chemistry there or some kind of connection there between them two when I would see them interact with each other. So I'm just like, she could possibly be a girlfriend. I don't know. I have no clue what she is or what they got going on. And I don't condone that kind of stuff at all, y'all. I don't condone dating somebody or talking to somebody. If they do have a significant other, I'm not with that. But at that time, I really wish I would have made better decisions with the situation, just because if that was his girlfriend, I still don't know whether or not that was his girlfriend or she just was somebody else who he was just talking to. But I should have made better choices when dealing with the situation, because I should have honestly found out that was his girlfriend, because if it was, I would have immediately cut off all ties that we had going on. Like, it ain't no more talking, ain't no more texting, don't you goddamn put your lips on me no more, none of that, because I don't condone that kind of stuff, because no, I don't do it. Yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not for to help you cheat. I'm not for to be a part of no cheating. None of that. I really wish I would have made better decisions in the situation and would have found out. But like I say, I have my own stuff going on, and I really wasn't concerned with what he was doing or what he had going on. He was just something to do for the time being. So that's why I really didn't take it that serious. But I should have, just because if she was his girlfriend, I should have given her that respect and given their relationship that respect, even though he wasn't. But you know, you live and you learn. I was young as well too, so now you can never get me like that. Okay, even though nobody else would have a chance to, I'm just saying, you know, nobody can ever get me like that or whatever. So yeah, occasionally I'll kind of look up to see what he has going on or what he's doing, or see if he's eventually going to come down here. But I wasn't really paying attention like that, because I'm just like, at this point, I'm texting my mom and I'm telling her, you can come on and come, because I'm ready to go. I don't got time to play no games with you. I'm ready to go. I already honestly didn't even want to stay out there, but I was just going to go ahead on and do it to appease you, but I'm gonna go home because you effing up your opportunity you had to see me after school or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. And so one of the times I happen to look up, I see this guy walking up on them. And so from what I can gather, it looked like the guy was like her ex or somebody she was dealing with. I have no clue. But the guy walks up on them, and the guy, instead of talking to Sneaky or whatever, I can see it's kind of like a little bit of tension there. Something is going on, but I mean, I don't know 100% what is completely going on. Like, I can't hear them talking or nothing like that. So as they still, you know, kind of talking, and it seemed like some tension going on, out of nowhere, y'all, they start fighting. They start fighting. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What in the world is going on right now? Like, you're supposed to be down here with me, but instead of you being down here with me, you too busy talking to her, and now you to bust out in the fight. Yeah, it's time for me to go home. It's day show time for me to go home. I done seen enough for the day. They didn't bust all out in the freaking like parking lot street area. And Kia is like literally running after Sneaky and chasing him around, telling him to stop, stop. She is steady yelling at him to stop. Now y'all. Sneaky had them hands on him. Sneaky wasn't playing. He wasn't playing no games. He had them goddamn hands on him. I said, oh boy. Oh, like, y'all about to stop playing with him. When I tell y'all, Sneaky put that boy to sleep, he knocked this boy out. I mean, the boy was laid out on the ground. I'm looking like, oh my goodness. And then he said, pulling up his pants like, yeah. Lord, that ain't funny. I ain't laughing at the fact that the boy is knocked down on the ground. I'm laughing at Sneaky pulling up his pants. Y'all should have seen that mess. That mess was funny as hell. It was like, I don't know, like, guys be in their own zone when they be fighting. Like, they really be in, like, their own, like, zone. And that's how he was. It was like nobody else was around. It was funny. Some people trying to come over and help the guy get up and stuff. The guy finally gets up, y'all. He finally gets up. And when he gets up, this man had a huge behind knot on his freaking forehead. And when I seen that knot, I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. I ain't never seen one that big. I'm looking like, well, damn, Sneaky, how hard did you hit him? Well, clearly he hit him pretty hard. This man is knocked out on his ground. And when I'm telling y'all this knot is so freaking huge, here goes Sneaky. He pointing at the freaking knot, y'all. And he talking so much ish. He like, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. Look at your head. That's what you get. He like, look at your head, that's what you get. Next time you won't run up on me, that's what you get. Y'all should have seen him. It was just the way he was and the way he was acting. It was so freaking funny. I'm looking like, oh my goodness, if he do not stop. He kept pointing at this man goddamn knot on his head. And so the dude had like a hoodie, so he ends up putting a hoodie over the knot and stuff like that. And I'm just looking like, sir, you might need to go to the ER or something because that thing don't look nowhere near good. You put like a little hoodie over it like that's a band-aid or something. You need to go take your behind to the ER or the doctor or the hospital or somewhere. I think the nurse is still here because you need to go and see her. Because that thing, I ain't never seen one that big like that. I was looking at him like somebody need to call the goddamn ambulance for this man or something because it didn't look good whatsoever. So, the dude is trying to come back at Sneaky again, okay? And I'm looking like, oh my goodness. If somebody don't get this dang on boy, how you gonna come back at him trying to fight him some more like you don't have a huge knot on your forehead? I think you need to sit this one out, baby, okay? Sweetheart, go sit down somewhere. And you need to gather your thoughts. Because at this point, you may low-key have a concussion. Like, you just need to sit down somewhere and sit the rest of this out. Don't embarrass yourself no more than what you were already embarrassed. Because, boy, when he knocked him out, everybody out there like, ooh, ooh. Everybody going in and they recording and everything. I'm just like, I felt so bad for the boy. I felt bad. It was still somebody still at the school, so they come running out and they try and break up the fight. And they end up telling Sneaky to go into the office and stuff like that. So he going to the office, he's still pissed off. Kia's like right on his tail, following him into the office or whatever. So when they go in the office, I end up going in there as well too. Cause they end up going in through the way that I was sitting at. They end up going through that door, which I have no clue why. Well, honestly, I think they made him go that way just because the boy was kind of like on the opposite side and they didn't want him to really walk past the boy and start something up again. So they made him come down the way that I was. And so they end up going through those doors to go to the office. So I end up going in or whatever right behind them. And so I come into the office with them and I'm asking him, I'm like, are you okay or whatever? Like, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? Because, I mean, I was was concerned, you know, he just got into a fight. Even though he's not physically hurt, I just want to make sure he was okay. And so he just mad, he huffing and puffing, he mad. Kia is trying to talk to him. She's sitting up there saying whatever she's saying to him. And she ends up stopping and she asks me, can I go outside and get her purse for her? Because she had left it on the bench. So I said, yeah, I'll go get your purse for you. I had no problem doing that. Like, I don't have no problem with this girl. It's no reason for me to have a problem with her. It's nothing for me to go outside and go get her purse for her. So I go outside and I go get her purse and I come back in and I bring it into her. And so she's still just yapping her mouth and talking away. And I'm kind of like throwing my little 2 cents in it as well too. And I can tell y'all, Sneaky was starting to get nervous. He was starting to get really, really nervous. Like, I can tell the facial expression on his face was starting to change. It's like he's still trying to remain pissed, and like his adrenaline is going and it's pumping, and he's still trying to remain pissed and have this pissed look on his face, and he like breathing hard and all that, because that worried look is starting to really pop out. And I can notice it because I'm just like peeping every little thing, y'all. I'm peeping everything. And so I'm pretty sure he like, oh my goodness, I got both of them up in here. Neither one of them don't know that I'm talking to the other one. Well, at least he don't know that I know that he got something going on with this girl. But he probably thinking in his head, neither one of them know that I'm talking to them or dealing with them, and both of them up in here. Lord forbid one of them say something out the way to alarm the other one, and you know, they get to fighting up in here. I can tell he didn't want his spot to be blown. I think he really didn't want me to say something more than anything. And that was another reason, y'all, why I came in there as well, too. I mean, of course I wanted to check on him, but I also want to be a little bit petty. I want to be a little bit petty because the nerve of you to think that you're trying to be sneaky and you ain't even good at it. Like, I'm going to try and blow your little spot up if I can. No, I'm just playing, y'all. I ain't trying to blow his spot up. I ain't trying to do none of that or whatever. I ain't trying to break up no happy home. If it's happy, I don't know. But I wasn't trying to do none of that. But I really honestly want to see how he was going to handle the whole situation now that me and her both are in the same room with each other and we're like face to face with you here. I really want to see how he was going to handle it. And I'm like, let me see you work, big dog. Let me see you work. You think you big and bad. You have all these females running around here you talking to. Let me see how you gonna handle this one. Because I ain't for to say nothing. I'm not going to say anything. But I just want to see him sweat a little bit. I want to see him sweat a little bit. See how he was going to work his way out of this one. I'm like, this is funny to me. Like, it really was funny. But I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna worry about me blowing up your spine. I ain't gonna say nothing. But as we still in there, y'all, she keeps talking and I'm talking as well too. And then eventually, I can tell she started to catch on. She started to realize, like, is there something going on with y'all? She started to realize something wasn't right. Because, I mean, if I was her, I would have too. Because, like, girl, why are you still in here? I know she was looking, I know she honestly was looking like, why is she still in here and why she keep talking to you? Like, why she ain't being left up out of here? Like, what she got to do with you or this whole situation to why she's still standing in here talking to you? Like, y'all really know each other. Y'all got something going on. I can tell that's probably what she was thinking in her head because she started to notice, like, something wasn't right. This picture ain't seem clear here. And she started to look at me a little bit crazy. Y'all, she started looking at me a little bit funny, but I was just, you know, I still remained calm. I still was, you know, just doing me. I still was talking or whatever the case may be because I'm like, I dare her for to jump at me. I dare her to jump at me or question me about anything. Because for one, I didn't know nothing about you. I still don't know nothing about you. All I know is that y'all got something going on. But I don't necessarily know what all it is y'all got going on. I don't know if you're his girlfriend or if you're just somebody else he's talking to as well too. So don't come at me with no crazy mess. You need to talk to him at the end of the day. Because I don't got nothing to do with what he do outside of me. Okay? And I'm just looking at her like, I'm gonna need you to keep it real cute because if you act like you want to get a little feisty up in here, I can show you feisty. You gonna be out here looking like Mr. Knot Okay, don't be twins out there with Mr. Nine. You gotta think twice, okay? Sure. Sneaky ain't the only one out here with no hands, baby. But I'm just looking at her. I'm just like kind of keeping my eye on her, like, what you gonna do? Is you gonna say something, or is you gonna keep trying to see what's going on? Like, let me know, cause I'm ready. If you ready, I'm on whatever you want, to be honest. But y'all, nothing ended up happening. We just both kind of kept talking, and I ended up leaving out or whatever, because my mama pulled up. So I ended up leaving out, and that just is what it was, or whatever the case may be. And so we still talked in text after that. He didn't say anything about her or about the situation, because of course he's still trying to be sneaky and conceal everything like somebody is stupid. But you know, it is what it is or whatever. So why one day, like a week from the incident, I have PE.
Hey y'all, it's me. Y'all, I do not know why the heck I keep saying PE. As I'm listening back over this story time, I am just saying to myself, well, I'm sitting here saying to myself, why the hell do I keep saying PE? Girl, this is not middle school or elementary school. It is gym when you're in high school. I keep saying PE and it's aggravating me. So I'm like, I need to do a voiceover to say something about this. So yeah. Oh, and if y'all haven't noticed, which y'all probably haven't, and y'all probably will now since I'm pointing it out, but I do have my shirt on inside out. I don't know why or how I ended up doing that. I guess I was rushing trying to get dressed and record the video. I ended up putting my shirt on inside out. But yeah, I thought I should point it out just in case some of y'all didn't notice. It was wondering why I was like that. I just wasn't paying attention clearly. But anyways, back to the video.
We out at the tennis court, and so it's time to go back in. And so as I'm walking back in, she's kind of like behind me, and I hear her like talking to her friend and stuff, and she's kind of talking like loud to where I can hear her. And I hear her sit up there and say, yeah, he's talking to a couple of them. He got a couple of them he talked to. She one right here. Yo, and she said that, I politely looked back. And I started laughing. Because I was like that. Like, I like to try people, because especially if I feel like you trying to try me, I like to try you back. Because I promise you, I used to live the fight. So I was ready. At that point, I was ready. I'm like, girl, if you want to throw hands, just let me know when and where. Because I'm always ready. At this point, you better cut it out, because to be honest, I'm trying to spare you, okay? So you need to go on about your business. It's not my fault he running around here trying to be Mr. Big Dog Player, whatever he want to call himself. Yeah, so it's not my fault. But yeah, I started laughing, y'all, and then I turned back around. And of course, she didn't say nothing. I wish like heck she would. Because the moment she would have said something to me, that would have been it. We dang sure would have been fighting, because there's no way in the world you finna check me. I don't play that. You're not gonna check me. I'm sorry. But I thought it's just so funny, because it's like you trying to be loud enough to where I can hear you, but you can't say it directly in my face. So, girl, if you're not about it, go on about your business. If you really honestly not about it, like, come on now. So that ends up happening, y'all. So I don't know. She must be was like his girlfriend or something, but she clearly knew that he had other females that he was talking to. I don't know if she had a problem with it or she didn't, because I believe she had a problem with it, but she just still stuck around. And, you know, to each his own. If he doing stuff he ain't got no business doing, this is honestly your man, or this is honestly your boyfriend, then if you want to stick around and let him keep doing what he doing, then that's on you, to be honest. That's just on you. But yeah, but after that particular incident of all three of us being in the office, I think that's when it finally clicked to her, that she finally peeped that, yeah, he got something going on with her, or whatever the case may be. Girl, you gotta be better at the peeping, okay? You gotta, if this is somebody you talking to, or this your man, you gotta keep eyes on this man all times, 24/7, okay? You need to see what he be doing. Because that's a shame that I haven't even been talking to this man a whole month, and I can clearly see what type of time he was on and what he be doing. Come on now, you, like, I mean, what she did say she know he could talk to a couple of them, but I wouldn't know all of them that he was talking to. I would know all of them if that was really my man and I'm still down to ride with you. You know, you talking to all these females. I'm going to make sure I peep all of them who you talking to at the end of the day. Ain't none of them going to be left out. So, but she was leaving me out and she ain't even realized it till I inserted myself to help her realize. But, yeah. But like I was telling y'all in part 1, this pretty much happened around the time that I was going to prom. So fast forwarding to prom time. And so he ends up hitting me up and was like, what you doing after prom? I actually had plans to do something after prom. Me and one of my friends were actually supposed to go to the beach. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we were supposed to go to the beach. What was at the beach? I have no clue. I really do not know why we were going to the beach. I think possibly that it was other people that was going to the beach. And you know, it was just for to be a beach night, chill night. I don't know. But yeah, we were going out to the beach. And I was down for it because I really wanted to do something else after prom. I didn't just want to go to prom and then call it a night. That's what the plans were. But as we getting closer to prom getting ready to end, she ends up telling me that her parents was like that she had to come on and come back home. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're lying. You got to go back home for real? You got to go in? And I thought that was so strange, y'all, because like, even though my mom was giving me more freedom around this time and during this year, she still had her ways about her. So when I told her about me, you know, going to the beach and staying out later past, you know, time that prom end, she was cool with it. She was okay with it. And I really thought that my mom was gonna be like, girl, no, you need to come on and carry your behind up in this house after prom is over with. But she was okay with it. And for her parents to have said that she had to come in the house, I thought that was like so strange. Because normally, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like I said, if y'all hear a whole bunch of running around and stuff, that's just my little two princesses. They over there play fighting and stuff with each other, having a little ball. So they probably gonna be making quite a bit of noise in a minute. Anyway, so I thought that that was so strange because she had way more leeway than I did. Her parents, you know, gave her way more freedom than I personally had. So for her parents that had told her she had to come in and mine was okay with staying out, I thought that was like the strangest thing ever because it's normally the other way around. So see, she had to go in. I'm like, dang, now what am I supposed to do? I don't got nothing to do. Hey, I'm trying to tell a story here. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have nothing to do, and I didn't want to go in. Like, I wasn't ready to go in. Like, I was so pretty. I was in my pretty dress. My hair was in an updo. I had my pretty makeup on. I wasn't ready to go in. Like, I wanted to do something else. Like, the night was still young. Okay, I want to do something else. Of course, I wanted to do something else in the prom dress, but the night was just amazing, and I really didn't want it just to end there. I really wanted to do something else. So since he hadn't hit me up and asked me what I was doing, and of course I told him I already had plans, I just ended up telling him, I'm like, hey, you know, my plans fell through, so what you got going on? So he was like, do you want to come to this party? Like, I'm at this party or whatever. So I'm like, you at a party? And he was talking about a house party. And he was like, yeah, okay. I had told him, I don't know, I gotta think about it or whatever, because I honestly don't do house parties. Like, I don't do house parties at all, y'all. Like, it's rare that you would catch me at a house party. I just feel like at house parties, there's a lot more that goes on. And it's a little bit more dangerous at a house party, I personally feel like. So I really don't do like the house parties. And I was kind of a little iffy about it because if I was gonna go, like, he was literally the only person that I would have known, unless if I would seen somebody else from the school that I talked to, he would have really been the only person I known. And I didn't want to be walking around up under him the whole rest of the night. I was gonna be ready to go home if that's what I was gonna be doing. So I was like, I don't know. I'll get back with you on that one. I'm gonna think about it. So I ended up calling my mom and I told her, hey, can you come and pick me up or whatever from prom? Because we not going out no more because her parents was like this. She had to go in. So my mom was like, yeah, I'm gonna come get you now. So when my mom came to come get me, I had told her about the party. I wasn't gonna lie or anything about it. I didn't feel the need to lie because I could care less if she said I could go or if I couldn't, because I was on the fence about it myself. I was like, you know, if she said no, it's perfectly okay with me. And plus, I wouldn't have been able to lie to her anyway, because wherever I was going, she was going to drop me out to the location, so I would have had to have told her the truth. So yeah, so I just told him like, hey, somebody want me to come to this house party, is it okay if I can go? So she was like, a house party? I'm like, yeah. She was like, that's what you want to do? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Because she was like, asking me, like, you know, like, is there something else you want to do or whatever tonight? Go ahead and let me know now, whatever. For her, of course, she lay down and go to sleep and all that other good stuff. She was like, let me know if there's something else you want to do. I think my mom just wanted me to have I think she really wanted me to make the most out of the night, just because it was my prom night. She really wanted me to have that really nice, fun, amazing prom experience and night all the way together. So she was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna give you the freedom to do what you want to do for the night or whatever, since it is your prom night. So she was like, that's what you want to do? I'm like, yeah. So she was like, I guess, whatever. Like, who is this you going with and who you going to go see and how long and all that. I'm like, oh Lord, here go the questions. Jesus, here go the questions. I'm like, can I go? The hell? So she was like, she guessed or whatever, but I didn't end up going, y'all, because like I said, I was like, I don't know. I felt like it wasn't the best idea. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just call it a night as well too and stay my behind on in and go to sleep. Okay? So I just told him like, hey, you know, I ain't coming. I'll catch you next time. The following day, he ends up texting me. He just pretty much asked me like, can he come over? Come over where? I'm like, where you trying to come over at? Cause I know you ain't talking about this house. You talking about this house? Like, you want to come over to this house? That's what you asking? Because I hope I didn't hear that correctly. But he was like, yeah, can I come over? So I'm like, not you to ask me, can you freaking come over? Like, the heck? And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna let him up in here. Oh my goodness, y'all. I was taking risks during my senior year. That's how y'all was taking risks. I was taking a bunch of them. But so I was like, well, you want to come over, I guess, or whatever. But of course, it have to be during the time my mom is not here. She's at work. So he was like, okay. I don't know what was going on this particular day that everything took place as far as school-wise go, because for some odd reason, the day that we decided to do it, like, it wasn't no school that day. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was like teachers planning day, or if it happened to be like some odd holiday that the schools closed on. I don't know what was going on, but for some odd reason, it was no school that particular day. And since it was no school, my mom had to work. I was like, okay, this is the perfect time for you to come over, because it's going to be taking a big risk, you trying to come over after we get out of school. We really only going to have like 2-3 hours, if that. And then my mom most likely going to be pulling up. So I'm like, if we going to do this, it need to be a day where, yeah, we not going to school. And I know my mom is definitely at work for a couple of hours. So the day comes that I decided I was going to go ahead on and let him come over. And when I tell y'all, my mama had went to work late as hell this day. She went to work so late. It's like she just knew. Like, I don't know. I felt like she just knew what was for to go on, what was for to happen or something, because she went to work so freaking late. And I honestly should have took that as a sign, because my mama haven't went to work this late in a long behind time. And out the blue, the day that we decided to do this is the day that she goes to work really late. I thought that was kind of weird, and I should have honestly took it as a sign. I think it was one, to be honest. But yeah, it's like my mom normally going to work at 8, and she didn't go to work till about 12. I mean, she was walking around here, in her freaking pajamas and stuff, folding up clothes, washing dishes. Like, she ain't got nowhere to be. I'm like, is you going to work? Is you going to work? That's what I'm trying to figure out. She's like, yeah, I'm going to work. I'm just going in late. Okay, but you need to hurry up. What is late to you? Because I thought late be like an hour or maybe 2 at the most. You doing a little bit too much right now for me. Like, come on now. So finally, she starts getting ready for work, putting on her clothes, and about to get ready to head out the door. But she like taking her precious time with that. She's like, oh my goodness, it took her like an hour just to get ready for work. I'm like, oh my goodness, Jesus. Like, can you take any more time to do anything else up in here before you actually leave out the door? So once she finally leaves to go to work, I started straightening up the house a little bit more. The house was already straight and clean, but I just like to go the extra mile. So I started straightening up and cleaning up and stuff like that. And y'all, we had like this hole in the wall in the hallway leading to the bathroom. Now, the hole ended up in the wall because I was running in the house. And I messed around and fell, and my knee went into the wall. So we had this big hole there. And I didn't want him to come in and be like, damn, y'all got holes over the wall. I didn't want him to say nothing about that hole in the wall. So I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this heater and put it in front of the hole so he can't see it. And anybody that walk in the house, if they really pay attention, they'll think like, why is there a heater right there in the hallway just up against the wall like that? That looks so weird. It just looks so out of place. So you can just tell like it's not supposed to be right there, or it's weird for somebody to put it right there. But I'm trying to hide this hole, so yeah. Oh wait, y'all. So before I go any further, I forgot to mention, when we decided to do this and he asked me about coming over, I had already told him, normally when I put myself in these kind of situations, I already break it down for the person so they're not expecting anything when they come over. I had already told him more than one time, we are not having sex, so don't expect it and don't be looking for it when you come, okay? Yeah. So I had already broken that down to him, and of course, he was like, okay, that's cool. So the plans were just for him to come over, us watch movies, chill, relax, kiki, talk, just enjoy each other's time, have a little fun or whatever, and you going on about your business. That was just the plan, okay? But of course, you can tell a freaking dude 1,000,001 times y'all are not gonna have sex. When he stepped foot in that door or wherever y'all at, best believe what he trying to do, have some sex, okay? He gonna act like you ain't never, ever say anything about y'all not having sex. I promise you, he gonna act like that. He gonna act like he caught amnesia or something, like, oh, you said that? I thought you said we were having sex. Like, they don't care about none of that you say. So don't ever fall for that if y'all is, okay? Don't be me, because baby, when I was younger, I was very, very much gullible. But you can't get me like that no more. You can't get me like that no more. Best believe that. Well, I've been with one person for a long time anyway. He can get me like that. He can get me like that all day long, okay? But anyways, so yeah, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, I should just known better, but it is what it is, y'all. So I let him know, you know, he can come on and come. And so he was texting me and let me know he was walking up. So I'm like, okay, come on in, hurry up, because we got nosy behind neighbors, and the last thing I need is for one of them to see you, and they go telling my mama. Because my mama be talking to the neighbors, and boy, do they be spilling everybody mother effing tea. So I don't need nobody seeing you and somebody snitching on me, because I'm going to be highly pissed off and upset. Okay? Like the hell? So he come on in and stuff like that, and we just go straight to my room. So while we in my room, y'all, I get the remote, you know, I'm trying to find like a movie or something for us to watch and stuff like that. We hadn't even been in my room and in the house together a whole freaking 5 minutes, okay? And y'all, this nigga had the nerve to say to me, what you doing? I'm trying to use this rubber in my pocket. What rubber? Like, who this for? Who is this rubber for? Because I know it ain't for me. Because last time I checked, we just had a conversation about this. And I said it won't be none of that. So what you trying to use a rubber in your pocket for? That literally turned me off completely. Like, even if I thought that I wanted to do something with you, or if later on during the day as the time go by and we chilling and stuff, and I kind of feel a little, feel like doing something, you didn't kill that. You didn't kill that like completely. That is like the biggest freaking turn off ever. If I tell you that we're not going to do something and you act like you understand, but then you turn around and the first thing you do is try and do the thing we just talked about that I said I did not want to do. That is such a huge turn off. And it pissed me off. And I'm just like, so just F what I was saying. F what I hadn't told you, huh? All that just don't mean nothing to you. I'm just looking like, boy, I wish I would. All these females you probably talking to in this school, I wish I freaking would. Okay? I mean, I'm happy you is using condoms. Okay? It seems like, he doing the right thing and being protected and using condoms, but you ain't for to use it on me. You most definitely not for to use it on me. But y'all, like I said, I was very gullible during that time. And even though I knew that that's something I did not want to do whatsoever, I knew I wasn't trying to do that or anything like that, I feel like it could have honestly got there. I really do. But hold on, let me finish the rest of it, then I'll come back to that. So as I'm looking for a movie, it's so quiet in the house. It's like nothing is on. It's so quiet. So when it's like really quiet, or normally times when like I'm sitting in the living room, I can hear my mama's car pulling up in the driveway. And I heard her freaking car pulling up in the driveway. Y'all, my heart just literally just dropped when I said that. Like, my heart literally just dropped because I felt like I was just back in that time when this was happening. I felt like I was back in the situation again. Like, my heart really just dropped. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh. Anyways, when I tell you, my heart literally like just fell out of my body. Cause I'm like, this can't be happening right now. We ain't even been in this freaking house a whole 10 minutes and she come pulling back up. I said, oh my goodness, if this ain't no sign, Jesus, I don't know what is. She come pulling back up. I hurry up. I tell her, I said, hold on. I hurry up and run out into the living room and look out the window to make sure if it was her car. When I see her car, I about freaking itched on myself. I about itched and pissed all over myself. I swear I almost did. I already been ran in the room. I told him like, hide in my closet. I hurry up and shut the door and I go in the living room and I'm trying to cut the TV on so it don't seem so awkward when she walk in and it just seemed like I was watching TV. Because if she walk in, it's like so silent in the house, it is gonna seem like a little weird, like, or I was up to no good. So she come in, y'all, my heart is like beating out my chest. I'm so freaking scared, I'm so nervous. And you could just tell it's written all over my face. I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing or something. So she just kind of talking to me and I'm kind of like one word in her and I'm just like so terrified. She could tell something is off. So she eventually was like, what's going on with you? What is going on? What you in here doing? What is going on? So I'm like, nothing. Lord, just talk. And I'm kind of like laughing and stuff. And she could tell, like, I'll be just sitting up there doing that kind of like, it was like a weird laugh. She was like, and she could just tell something was off because I don't be sitting up there just weirdly laughing like that. So she was like, no, something going on. What's going on? And so, y'all, that's when she noticed the freaking heater in the hallway. I say, ain't this about a bitch? She said, why is that heater right there? Why is it in front of that hole right there like that? Why is that heater right there? At that point, the jig was up. The jig was up. She knew already that something wasn't right. That it had to be somebody up in this house because clearly you putting a heater in front of a hole that's in the wall because you're trying to cover it up so somebody can't see it. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. She was like, what is going on? What's going on? She was like, it better not be nobody up in this room. It better not be nobody up in this room. Y'all, she went walking back to my room. I was trying my hardest to get the words out, but I couldn't. I was trying to tell her, yeah, it's somebody in the room, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get it out. It was stuck. So when she went in my room, she screamed because I think she really thought it wasn't nobody in my room, and it was. She screamed. And I hurried up and got up and ran back there. And she was like, what the F is going on? What is going on? Who is this? Who is this? What is your name? What is your name? So he tell her his name or whatever. And I can't remember, y'all, how the whole conversation went. She was talking a little bit. But at the end of the day, she was just like, where do you live or whatever. And he told her, so she was like, come on, I'll take you home. So they get in the car. And she drives him home. She had been gone for like a good little minute, okay? And so I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Y'all, next thing you know, probably like a good 15 minutes go by, I get a call from my daddy. When I see my daddy calling, I said, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. My daddy told my mother effing ass a new one. Oh my goodness, he told me a new one, y'all. Like, my daddy ain't never been that pissed with me. Never. He told me about my ass. He most definitely told me about my ass. My dad had never been so mad at me, and I felt bad that he was that mad at me. I felt really bad. And so when my mama get back, of course, she take my mother effing phone. She take my phone. She ends up telling me, she was like, because he stayed with his grandma, of course. So she ends up telling me, she was like, I talked to his grandma, and you sitting up here stinking this boy up in the house. Do you not know that she was just talking about how many girls that the boy be talking to? She was just talking about how he just had a female over there yesterday. And I'm just looking at her like, I already know he was talking to females. Like, it's really not nothing like that between me and this boy. It really ain't. But I'm not telling her that, but that's just what I'm thinking in my head. So that really wasn't fazing me. I think my mama really think that I was like really into this boy, or really talking to him or something. I mean, if it was me, I would probably think that as a parent, because you done went out your way to sneak him in his house knowing that you could potentially get in trouble. I would think that this will be somebody you'll be serious with if you willing to go through those lengths and potentially get in trouble for sneaking this person in the house. So yeah, I can see her probably thinking that I probably was really into the boy. But y'all, in hindsight, like years later on down the line, when I thought back on this situation, I honestly felt like it was a blessing in disguise that my mama actually pulled back up during the time that she did. Because like I said, y'all, I was very, very gullible back then. So even though that I know that I personally did not want to do anything at all with him, I wasn't trying to do anything with him, that was not my intentions or anything like that. Just with him being there and him probably, I'm more than sure, going to keep pressing the issue to want to do something and to use his rubber in his pocket, something most likely would have ended up happening. We wouldn't have necessarily had sex, but something sexual could have ended up happening, and I'm more than sure I would have regretted it the next day. So I was so happy that my mom did pull back up. And y'all, she pulled back up because she left her laptop. And she was like, you know, I'll never leave my laptop. And she ended up leaving it. And for her to say that she never really leave her laptop and she actually left it, I really, really felt like the Lord was like watching over me, and he was trying to save me from this situation. So I was definitely happy that she pulled up, because she definitely stopped something I'm more than sure I was gonna feel just yucky about the next day. The reason why, you know, after prom, it was a bittersweet moment for my mom, because my mom is her mom. She want to show everybody my pictures, my whole family. So she wants to show everybody the pictures, and she loved to come back to tell me the stuff that they said and stuff like that. And it's like she didn't want to come back to tell me what they were saying, because she's still so pissed and mad at me for the whole situation. But she still ended up coming back and telling me, but she didn't deliver it how she would normally. She wasn't as happy or excited to really tell me what their response was to the pictures and stuff. She told me, but she was trying to be happy, but she wasn't as happy as she could be. So I kind of like really cute, kind of like that moment for her. And I do remember her saying something along those lines like that to me as well too. Because prom it's a big deal for the child that's going, but it also be a big deal for the mother as well too. And you know, I kind of messed that up for her, and I felt really, really bad. But yeah, y'all, it just was what it was. But I most definitely learned my lesson from the whole situation. And like I say, I just take that as a lesson learned and a blessing in disguise that my mama did, you know, pull back up when she did to prevent anything from happening. So that was the good part about it at the end of the day. So after everything had to happen with me getting caught with him in the house and all that other stuff, like I told y'all, with him talking about the whole trying to use a condom thing, that freaking really pissed me off, and it turned me off so completely bad. So after that, I was done with him. Like, I did not talk to him for a while. Like, I just kind of like completely cut him off, because my mama did end up giving me back my phone pretty quickly. Actually, she ended up giving it back quicker than I expected. So she ended up giving me back my phone. And of course, he would be texting me and be calling me and stuff like that. But I wouldn't respond. And when it was time for us to like get on the bus and stuff like that, I wouldn't even save a seat for him no more. I would literally just sit towards the window area, and I would let whoever wanted to sit down, sit down. And I was hoping that somebody would sit down before he did, so that he wasn't sitting down next to me, okay? And so I know his little friend was happy, because then she didn't have to worry about getting on the bus early no more to hurry up and get a seat across from us. So she was able to just walk on the bus late with him, so she was able to sit wherever he was sitting at. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, she is freaking weird. So anyways, that kind of went on like that for a while, and he apologized to me. He did say that he was sorry or whatever the case may be, and you know, just trying to say whatever he can say to get in my little good graces, back into my good graces. And eventually I ended up accepting his apology, because I honestly can't stay mad at people for a very long time. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say I can't, because I honestly can. Like, I honestly can. Like, if you really did something that is just like irking me, like, if we don't ever talk again, it just is what it is. But sometimes I fold easily. Like, I will go ahead on and cave and, you know, just squash whatever beef we had going on, or, you know, just forgive you and try to pick up where we left off, or try to make things better, or whatever the case may be. And so I wasn't mad about it anymore, so I ended up forgiving him, and we started back texting and stuff.
Hey y'all, it's me again. Y'all know I hate doing voiceovers, but I definitely felt the need to have to come back in and say this really quickly. As y'all can see, 12th grade me was definitely a little bit slow. Okay, and definitely too forgiving, because today me would have never have forgiven him. He would have definitely been cut off, and he would have stayed cut off, because that bullish that he pulled as soon as he came into the house was definitely a no-go for me. So I can't believe I even forgiven him and continued to talk to him, but I did, y'all, because I was just goddamn slow as hell. Okay, that's the only thing I can say about it. So it just is what it is. Don't give me too much. Okay, thank you. Anyways, back to the story.
And he wanted me to save his seat again on the bus. He didn't want me to keep giving it away. So I'm just like, I guess. So I started back saving his seat for him, and of course his little friend followed along and rushed on the bus to get her seat across from us. I know she was like, when I started back saving that seat, I know she was like, oh my mother effing goodness, he back talking to her again. Yes, girl, he is. But it really didn't go nowhere after that, to be honest. Like, yeah, we just kind of talked and texted. We just left it at that till we just eventually just stopped talking and texting. So yeah, that just was what it was, to be honest. But yeah, y'all, that's how that went. I pretty much learned my lesson with the, you know, bringing people into your family home that's not supposed to be there. and, you know, invading the family privacy pretty much. At the end of the day, I just knew not to do that no more. And it's weird, y'all, because this not the first time I done had a situation like this happen. Of course, I told the story time with me staying after and going over the guy's house and his friend coming in trying to, you know, do what he do with me as well too. And it was pretty much similar. Like, I told that guy we wasn't gonna have sex, and as soon as we get there, he trying to have sex as well too. So I don't understand why I ended up putting myself back in the same situation, knowing how guys are. Even when you tell them no, they don't care. Like, they go in one ear, come out the other. They still gonna want to have sex with you at the end of the day. So I was like, you know, also disappointed in myself as well too for even allowing something like that to happen again. After I felt like I had got over that gullible stage, I pretty much had got over it for the most part, but sometimes I could slip back into it. Sometimes I could. And that was one moment where I honestly did. But then again, y'all, on the other hand, I honestly thought that he was going to respect what I was telling him. But he just didn't. And I should have known he wasn't. But yeah, y'all. That's it. And if you made it to the end, I appreciate you guys so much. And I love you so freaking much. And if you made it to the end of this video, you might as well go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already, because you clearly liked the story if you stuck around the whole way through to see how it ended. And don't forget, I'm always looking for new stubbies, new best friends, new family members, all that and then some. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a part of this family and be a Tricia babe with everybody else, okay? And I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Yeah.